40-year-old Dan Moorer suffers from a mysterious medical condition that has taken over his life. For the last 7 years, his testicle sac has been growing uncontrollably.
How's your day going? It's made me a prisoner in my own body. It's like carrying a ball and chain. The best way I could describe the weight for someone, if they're trying to imagine it in their head, would be to slit open your scrotum and put in 3 large bowling balls and sew it back up and have you carry it around. I'm constantly in pain, and it's a lot of weight on your back, so it's very hard to move.
The unusual condition is so severe, it restricts every movement.
This is where I have to go to urinate. When it was smaller, I could lift it onto the toilet and pee into the toilet. But when it got bigger, there was always a chance that it'd make a mess. So it was just easier to pee into the shower stall and then rinse it down with the water. It's probably been 2 years since I could use a normal toilet to urinate.
Supporting Dan through his struggle is his loving wife, Mindy.
Mindy is my wife. We've been together almost 20 years. She's my best friend. She's my everything.
Okay, baby doll.
Dan relies on Mindy for all his needs.
Dan has become a prisoner of his own body, and I've become a prisoner with him. He's not able to do any of the things that he loves doing. If he wanted to go out and get a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread on the way home, Dan can't do that. If he wanted to, like, take a shower all by himself and get, he can't do that. If I was to list, it would be an hour-long show of just things that had been taken away from him one by one. Yeah, this sprayer. But it's the kind of things you do for somebody you love,
It has control. It tells me where I can go. It tells me how long I can stay somewhere. It tells me where I can go to the bathroom. It basically has control over my life.
In a desperate attempt to slow down the scrotum's growth, Mindy and Dan wrap the mass in compression bandages.
We use the bandages to try to stop it from growing further, but we also use the bandages to try to, break it up a little bit so it might get smaller. We're only slowing it down, we're not stopping it. It's like trying to stop the sea with a sand bucket. It's not happening.
But Dan's life hasn't always been like this.
Look at that one.
His parents remember a time when he was just like any other son.
This is Danny, with a tie and a sweater, looking either kindergarten or first grade. I want to say kindergarten. And this was Christmas time in '87. As Dan was growing up as a young man, he had many friends. He was involved in sports at school. He just was always doing something, always moving.
It's affected Dan a lot. When he was younger, he used to go camping, and they'd go to stay with their friends, at the campgrounds, and they all come and have picnics and stuff. And I really think that he's missing something by not, being able to do that sort of stuff.
I had no idea that this would have ever happened to my son. If I could have traded places with him, I would have. Because a mother hates to see her children go through something like this.
It wasn't until a year after Dan and Mindy married in 2005 that their ordeal began and their relationship started to change.
We went out for a little romantic hotel getaway, and down in his scrotal area, it seemed puffy, more puffy than normal. But it was small enough, so we just kind of wrote it off as, him being heavy, and he said he thought he'd just lose some weight and it would just go away.
But things didn't get better, and over the course of a year, Dan's scrotum grew to the size of a coconut.
Basically, I just tried to wear longer shorts to help cover the fact that it was getting bigger and bigger, and probably went out less and less.
Terrified, he visited his local physician in search of answers, but nobody could help.
We went to our doctor. He was completely baffled. He'd never seen anything like it. He said, "You're fat, and there's really nothing we can do until you lose at least 100, 150 pounds. So after exercising and it was growing larger, I realized at that point it really didn't matter how much weight I lost. It was growing faster than I could lose the weight.
Exercise didn't work, and 7 years after first seeking medical help, Dan's scrotum has swollen to massive proportions. His penis and testicles remain normal size, but they are engulfed deep within the gigantic sac.
I just felt that they were the cards that I was dealt. So I had to just kind of continue life, the best that I could with what I had.
The size of Dan's scrotum affects every aspect of his daily life. Even finding pants that fit him has become an impossible task.
I have 2 or 3 pairs of pants that I can wear that are kind of tattered and torn, and then I can't wear underwear because, I have to compensate for that. I really miss wearing shorts. I think I have a pair of shorts that I used to wear that I'm hoping to wear again.
Walking just a short distance is painful for Dan, so the only exercise he gets is in the local pool. It's also one of the few things he can still do with Mindy.
Going out and doing things was a huge part of our relationship.
We'd camp, we'd go canoeing, go to another city, always on the go.
These are all things that I can't do anymore.
Sexual intimacy for the couple has also become a thing of the past.
The last time that we had marital relations was on March 19th, 2006.
I think it's an underlining strain that this has put on our relationship. It's one of those things where, you don't want to think about it, but it's definitely there.
When you make a commitment, it's important to stick with it. The wedding vows are in sickness and in health, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. So I guess this is a sickness and health part.
But unable to find a diagnosis for the mysterious condition, Dan fears Mindy's patience could soon wear out.
If she needed to take care of that urge, who am I to stop her? I can't fulfill that need. I know she loves me more than anything, but there is human nature too.
If he can't find help soon, Dan fears for his life and his marriage.
This growth has come between us, and I like to have it removed before it's too late.